Hey, welcome back to the atetreewon video, and in today's video we're going to be unboxing the new M4 11-inch iPad Pro, and I'm going to tell you why I downgraded from the 13-inch to the 11-inch. But anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, welcome back to the atetreewon video, and yes, in this video I ended up picking up the 11-inch M4 iPad Pro. That's right, I returned my 13-inch iPad Pro after WWDC because I was disappointed. So let's unbox this 11-inch, let's check it out together, and then I'll talk to you about why I decided to downgrade. So let's get into this unboxing. All right, I'm gonna try to unbox this without like doxing myself because there's a lot of like private info in here. So let's open up the outer box real quick. So I picked up the Magic Keyboard for the 11-inch iPad Pro, but I guess the iPad's in the smaller box? Okay, who would have thunk? Not me. And then, all right, and then here is the iPad Pro. 11-inch. I don't know how I'm gonna do this thumbnail. Let me get this thumbnail real quick. I was supposed to say Pro, 11-inch Pro, but let's see if I can get some thumbnails real quick. All right, so I did a little thumbnail thing, but all right, let's check out this 11-inch iPad Pro. Now, I did get pretty much the same configuration, 11-inch M4 Wi-Fi and cellular, because I like having mobile data on my iPads. Yeah, let's check out the iPad, and then I'll give you guys a quick rundown of why I decided to downgrade to the 11-inch, or not downgrade, I guess downgrade in size, but luckily this year the 11-inch and the 13-inch iPads are exactly the same. If you remember last model year, the 13-inch had the mini LED display where the 11-inch did not. And this time around, yeah, they're pretty much the same minus the thinness. But this is still super thin. I mean, people were saying that the 13-inch is extra thin because it's like 5.1 millimeters. This is 5.3, and when I was at the store looking at them side by side, it was kind of hard to tell the difference, except for it being larger, but the thinness, pretty same. Ooh. All right, I will say it is nice being able to use this as a proper tablet this time around. There it is, there's the back. I did get the space black again because it just looks so good. Let's see if I can get this to focus. It has a hard time focusing on this. Hopefully it's focused on the iPad and not me. But anyway, so we got the iPad right here. Let's open it up. Ooh, oh, I forgot to return the cable and the charging box. I don't think they tripped out about that. I just realized I have my black cable here. And I have my little charging brick. So whoops. Luckily I still have any of that. I'm gonna hold on to this cable and stuff and wrap in case Apple says anything, but I'll be honest, the people that worked at Apple were really cool. As you know, I bought my iPad when they came out, and Apple has a 13-day return policy or 14-day return policy. But honestly, I was like, yo, I want to downgrade to the smaller one. I think I made a mistake buying the bigger one. Is there anything you guys can do? And they're like, do you have the original boxes still? And luckily, I'm a box hoarder, and I did. And they're like, all right, cool, just bring it in and we'll return it and we'll get you the new one. So big shout out to everybody at the Del Monte Apple Store. Sorry, I'm cleaning my desk. But anyway, big shout out to everybody at the Del Monte Apple Store. Everybody was really nice there. But yeah, you know, this looks really nice. I'm sure the display is gonna look exactly as nice as I remember it because, I mean, they were the same display. Look at that. White and a black background. It looks gorgeous. Oh, it looks so nice. And the funny thing is, I looked at the battery, at least when I was doing the compare. I'll put it up right here too. Both of them have the same battery life. So obviously the larger one has maybe the same battery life because it has a larger display, so it requires more power. But yeah, I was pretty impressed by that. That was a concern I had because I really like the battery life on the 13-inch. But if the 11-inch has the same battery life, all right. But all right, let's check out this Apple keyboard because it is going to be a bit smaller. But to be honest, I have smaller hands, so I might not even have an issue with it. I might not even notice it. But ooh, let's check this out. Oh, this is nice. And I will say that 13-inch, even though it was still lighter than the old 13-inch, still heavy, still cumbersome. Like all of this feels so much lighter. Like it's really noticeably lighter. I would say you notice how much more light it is than how much more thin it is in terms of 11 inch to 13 inch. That's my big thing on the 11 versus 13 inch. All right, keyboard, I'm gonna be honest, is the same looking. I mean, yeah, I mean, it is a little bit smaller. I am kind of noticing that, but I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be fine. And I did not get the smart cover this time around because I bought it and I didn't use it at all when I had the 13 inch iPad, because I basically leave it in this configuration. So we'll see. However, now that this is more portable, maybe I'll travel with it a bit more. I don't know. So as I mentioned earlier, let me talk before I set this up why I decided to downgrade to the 11 inch iPad. And again, I say downgrade meaning size, not type or quality. Now, if you saw my M4 13 inch review, I said I was holding out for WWDC because this M4 iPad gave me the hope that iOS or iPadOS was going to be very similar to macOS, basically a touch interface of macOS. I was thinking they're going to totally rehaul iPadOS and really make it a touch computer, not so much an iPad that is slightly faster than the other iPads. A lot of people were saying that because, I mean, why would they release such a more powerful chip on an iPad and not release it on their Macs yet? I mean, it's still not even out on their Macs, and we're like 5 days out from WWDC. Well, WWDC happened, and really we got a calculator app for the iPad. I mean, that is the biggest takeaway that I took from that WWDC. That was the coolest iPad related news in my opinion. And yeah, I was bummed. I saw that and my heart broke because I had planned on hopefully using that iPad as my go-to travel iPad, because as you know, I have an iPad mini. So that iPad was going to be, oh, I'm going somewhere longer distance, I'm going to bring my larger iPad. It's going to be like replacing my MacBook, right? It'll be replacing my work laptop when I'm gone for more than one night somewhere. And honestly, since it was just iPadOS again, it really doesn't do everything. And it's funny because I was in a situation where I was having a call with my boss and we were on Skype and he wanted me to look at a document and try to edit it. And I could not do both on the iPad. And that's something that I do regularly with my boss. I mean, we Skype, we Teams, we talk about stuff, and then we edit documents and we edit things that we need to do, like Excels. And yeah, it was struggling. And with iPadOS, I realized that's not going to change. This is not going to replace my work laptop. I mean, I don't even really use Final Cut on it because it's just easier to do it on my MacBook. And yeah, I was sad. I was sad because I knew the return period had ended on my iPad. I had told myself I initially kind of wanted to wait until WWDC and then purchase an iPad, but I was like, no, I already have a 13 inch. This is going to be awesome. Like, everybody's talking about iPadOS, and by everybody I mean all the other tech YouTubers, and we all got disappointed. We're all bamboozled by Apple. Well, some of you may disagree. Some of you may say, hey, it's an iPad. I love it for an iPad. I have a Mac when I want to use a Mac. That's fine for you. I was just hoping for something different. It's my opinion. It's what I was hoping for. If you're digging iPadOS the way it is now, that's awesome. So am I. I still bought an iPad. It's just not going to be the replacement that I wanted. So anyway, I decided, since I still have to have a regular computer for work and for kind of editing and stuff, why not sacrifice the size? Because I mean, it is still larger. It's cumbersome. Like, if I want to travel around with it, I have to bring a bigger bag. There's so many more slings and light backpacks for the 11 inch than there are the 13 inch. Because if you're going to carry around a 13 inch iPad, you might as well just carry a computer because it's the bags are the same size. Like, there's no like difference really. So that's why I decided to go with the 11 inch, because since I still need to carry, like I said, my work laptop, I'd rather just bring this really cool portable iPad and still have the OLED display, right? Still have the 1 terabyte, still have the cellular, everything that the old iPad had, this one has minus the 13 inch display. And now it's more portable. So I think that's kind of a win. You know, like I said, the only reason I would have kept the 13 inch is if it would have been able to be more macOS and I could have done multiple things while on it. Since that's not gonna happen, and like I said, I had that real world experience of using it for a work related thing and it wasn't working, it seemed like a waste. So I'm back on the 11 inch iPad game. I used to have an 11 inch Pro a few years ago, yikes, a while ago. And yeah, I'm back on that game. I'm really excited for this one though, because like I'm already like seeing how much lighter this is. You guys don't like, this is a lot. This feels so much lighter than that 13 inch felt with this Magic Keyboard case and then the iPad itself feels so much lighter. And you know, I held the 13-inch a lot. I'm not even noticing the difference in thinness. Like this feels super, super thin to me. So I'm still super impressed. Obviously the display is still an OLED. It still looks beautiful. I would say maybe the only thing I'm noticing is like the bezels I feel like are bigger. Maybe because the iPad is so much smaller, I'm looking and like, oh wow, it's like a lot of bezel. But anyways, I am still super stoked on this. This is why after WWDC, I have went to the 11-inch versus the 13-inch. Again, big shout out to everybody at the Dumb Money Apple store for agreeing to help me out and trade in my 13-inch so I can get this 11-inch because I was out of the return period, but they were all super great, super awesome. I did keep the Apple Pencil Pro because it still works with this, but everything else I returned. And yeah, this is my new go-to iPad for the future because I think iPadOS is gonna iPadOS forever until they release the Touch MacBook, which is coming out probably in like 3 years. So I'll buy that. I'll buy the Touch iPad or the Touch MacBook. And that'll be the touch display that we all want. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and for listening to this rant. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on iPad, iPadOS, or anything that went down on WWDC. I mean, do you guys like iPadOS for a Pro? Does it scream Pro to you? I mean, these things are pricey. It's about the price of a MacBook. That's my biggest thing. The iPad Pro should do better things than like the $300 iPad Pro can do. All right? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please go ahead and leave a like. If you love it, go ahead and subscribe. Until next time, keep on iPading. Peace.